Good evening. Hope you are doing well. We are going to talk about statistical analysis background. Uh, we do mean those expressions which are very important when we are analyzing our data or when we are running a model. Okay, first of all, subscribe to our channel. It will allow you to have a future video when we are uploading them. Okay, we'll be talking about dependent variable. What is dependent variable? As the name says, it's very which depends on other variables. Its variation or modification depends on the other variables. It's called also, we can is another name of the dependent variable is explained variable. We can also call it response variable, predicted variable, and it's also called a regression. Sometimes, because dependent variable is used often when we are talking about response variable or predicted variable, but people are not getting it really. Then all those names are the names of dependent variables. Only that usually a statistician use the term dependent variable. Okay, another one is the independent variable or independent variables. Often there are many. Then independent variable are those one influencing the dependent variable, and the independent variables also have many names. They are also called explanatory variables or control variable when we are in experimentation, predictors, and regressive variables also are the names of the independent variable. Okay, then we are just giving an example which can allow us to understand clearly what is independent variable. Okay, for example, when we are producing maize or considering maize production, the yield of maize production is dependent variable. Yeah, we can understand that the input like fertilizer, and assuming that we are doing production under irrigation, water also. Then water and fertilizer can be considered as independent variable. We could understand that our yield will depend on the quantity of fertilizer we put to our maize, and also depend also the quantity of water we give to our maize. Then those one are influencing the dependent variable, or the dependent variable, the modification or the variation of the dependent variable depends on the independent variables around here. Then another example is the result of a student. For example, we have the result as dependent variable, and now we have class marks, class and exams marks, and we have also attendance. We can understand that a student who is regular is attending regularly his classes, and also was having good marks, will have a good result. Then the results is what? Dependent variable, depending on the independent variables. In this case, for example, class marks, exam marks, and also attendance can be considered as independent variables. That is, and also another one is binary variable. A binary variable is a variable having and variable having a variable having two options. For example, a gender of a person. We have it's either male or female, yes or no, or married or not married. Yeah, that is done. When we have a variable having all the two options, we can call this binary variable. Then in that case, we can say that, for example, 1 is male, 0 is female, 1 is yes, 0 is no, and 1 is married, and 0 or 2 is not married. And we have also what we are calling categorical variable. Categorical variables are those variables having a lot of options. Yeah, we can have like let's say the level of education. We have 1 primary, 2 secondary, 3 tertiary. Can you see? And also we can consider also a color of something. 1 can be red, 2 blue, 3 black, and so on. Okay, then we can also classify binary variable as categorical variables, since those binary variables also has categories, but only that the categories there are only two, 1 and 2 or 1 and 0. Okay, we have also another kind of variable we are calling string or character variable. It's an expression composed of words and or set of words, like the name of person, yeah, of a person, of or an animal, or a city name. Like when I'm saying Lome, Nairobi, London, can we see? It's expression. It's not composed with numbers. Yeah, that's what we are calling string or character. Okay, then we have a big family of quantitative variable. What is quantitative variable? Quantitative variable are those variables which can be measured. We can measure them. Like when I'm asking you what's the yield of your production, you tell me 200 kg or 400 kg, or something like this. Or what is the distance from one place to another? You can tell me 25 kilometers, something like this. Then something we can measure is what we are calling quantitative variable. But among quantitative variables, you have what we are calling discrete quantitative variables. These are the whole numbers, like 1, 2, 300, and so on. And you have also what we are calling a continuous quantitative variable. These are variables of limited and unlimited decimal numbers, for example. Okay, we can like talk also about ratios. When I'm just taking the ratio 2/3, can you understand we have 0.6666. We don't have the limit even. Yeah, something like that. Also, the numbers along the interval. Yeah, those ones are the ones we are calling quantitative variable, continuous quantitative variable. They are numbers with decimal, and we can also, the decimal can be limited or not. That is, and we have what we are calling qualitative variable. Qualitative variable also is a big family where, okay, we'll talk more about it. And now we are talking, when we are talking about qualitative variable, is okay, a non-measurable qualitative variable. I will just put in there this measurable name. No, we cannot measure the qualitative variables. For this reason, we are calling it qualitative. One, I'm just saying for what is your name? You will tell me your name, but I cannot measure your name. No, how? I cannot measure your name. And also a color of something when we are talking about black, blue, red, and so on. Yeah, it's what we are calling qualitative, what we cannot measure. Okay. Then when we are talking even about categorical variable, binary variables, string variables, all of them are under qualitative variable. They are qualitative variables and so on. Yeah, I will just say no, normally I should write it here. A qualitative variable is a non-measurable variable or data. That is something like this. On the according, okay, now, as I was just saying, you can see sometimes talking about nominal variable, ordinal variables. All of them are under qualitative variables. Yeah, we have already talked about categorical variables, binary variables, also string variables. All of them are under qualitative variables. Okay, and depending on the fact, the software you are using to analyze your data, you will encounter expression like integer, numeric. These are discrete or continuous quantitative variable. You have also what is called factors. Factors are those categorical variables. You will see also some variable called character. These are string variables. Okay. Then one thing is to run a model, another is to understand those expressions we are using, because they are not in common language. And now we need to understand them, and now it allows us to better interpret what we have as a result, or better understand what we have as a result. Then that's what this one is the first video talking about, rather than running those models and so on, talking about those important expression when we are dealing with statistics. Okay, we will come with more video like this one. Have a good night, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for your time.